Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? Welcome to this episode of the Vegan Propaganda Podcast. Since I've put this on multiple platforms where they're not connected directly to my YouTube channel, my main YouTube channel, or they're only audio, I realize that I have to be more... first of all, I have to describe things more. Like, I have to remember that even though I'm filming myself, not everyone listening is also watching, so I can't just show something and be like, oh, look at this. I have to explain it more, like when I'm showing food products and stuff like that. And also, I realized I need to, like, be more welcoming, I guess, because, like, I was listening back to the earlier episodes on different, like, on Spotify and stuff, seeing how it worked. By the way, I still haven't figured out the Apple Podcast thing yet, but I'll let you guys know when I do on my Instagram or something, I'm sure. But anyways, I was listening to them and I'm like, each one I start out like just talking about random stuff, where if you didn't come there from my regular YouTube channel and you already know who I am and what I do and whatnot, it might be a little confusing. So welcome. How's it going? My name is Emily. This is a podcast that I just recently started that I'm still trying to figure out. It's called Vegan Propaganda Podcast because I talk about stuff having to do with veganism and whatnot. And I called it propaganda because I wanted to do, like, talk about news. I'm doing quote fingers on the news because it's not actually news. It's like I'm very much just talking about the things that I want to talk about. So that's why I called it vegan propaganda instead of, like, something with the word news or current events in it or something. Because, you know, it's obviously extremely biased collections of events that I'm going to talk about. And my opinions are, of course, extremely biased. But that's why that's why I'm calling it vegan propaganda, so everyone knows, like, I'm not trying to make this into, like, a news show. It's just, like, I want to talk about certain things that are happening currently. Events that are happening currently. So yeah. And I just realized that I don't have anyone planned for a shout out at the end of this. So that was stupid. Maybe I'll think of someone along the way. Or maybe I won't. And there'll be nothing. But I already did that, so I have to shout out somebody. Well, anyways, that's for later to think about. Did I finish explaining what was going on? This is the Vegan Propaganda Podcast. This is the 4th episode. I typically start out with talking about some sort of beverage, and then I go into the articles, the events, the news thingies, and we talk about things for a while. I share my lovely opinions with all of you. And then somewhere along the way, I eat some food, some snacks, if you will. And then I might go back into news stuff, or I might just go into questions / advice. And then after that, I usually give a shout out to somebody. And with that, let's get into it. Today, as usual, I was not super prepared, so I always have, like, a bunch of things that I want to do for the food portion, right? Like, I always have snacks that I want to try. I always have, like, things that I'm excited to talk about on here, but I always, like, forget to do something for beverages. I'm contemplating not even doing, like, a beverage thing because I feel like it's kind of dumb. Maybe I'll just not put so much stress on myself, so then I can just be like, oh, I'll just drink a beverage. Maybe it's the same thing for 3 episodes in a row. Maybe sometimes it's just water, and I talk about how important hydration is. You know, you never know. So, yeah, because I don't always have, like, fun drinks on hand, you know? But yeah, so anyways, today I'm drinking, water with the chia seeds in it. I was thinking I need to do something interesting for a beverage, and I just looked in the pantry and I saw my mason jar full of chia seeds, and I was like, well, why don't I just try drinking some chia seed water? Because I've never done that before, and I've seen people do that, and I always thought it was interesting. Or they'll put it in juice, which I feel like is a little more normal. But I remember this girl, like, when I was at community college, who must have been like a TA or something, because she was just in and out of classrooms, and I was just in my little chemistry lab, and she like walks in and gives a paper to my professor, and he was like dumbfounded by her huge water bottle, like huge ass, what is that called? Nalgene like bottle, and it had all these chia seeds in it just floating around in this like murky water. And it was so funny. I don't know. He was like so confused, and we were all like, oh yeah, it's chia seeds. And he was like, okay. And so yeah, I feel like I have like some sort of science experiment right here. Unfortunately, those of you just listening won't know what it looks like. So sad. You can Google it or do it yourself. It's not very difficult, but yeah, it's very fascinating. They all settle at the bottom. They all like absorb the water, so they're these like little orbs floating, and they all settle at the bottom, and then when you stir it, they are like suspended in the water, like equidistance from each other. And it's pretty fascinating. I tried some earlier, but there wasn't that many chia seeds in my sip because I hadn't stirred it yet. But that was a lot of chia seeds, and I kind of like it. I feel like it does make the water taste a little different. Not like in a bad way, just like a little different. Like how different water bottle brands taste slightly different. It's so weird. Because it's just like all these little... What's the word that I'm thinking of? Man, it's so weird. All these little like jelly things just pass right by as you take your sip. It's kind of gross, but I kind of like it, and it's very much something that I could get used to. This is probably more chia seeds than people would normally put in their water. I think I kind of overdid it. I put 2 tablespoons in a large mason jar full of water, and I was thinking like this is kind of a good... I'm gonna start screen recording now. Oh, that's also another thing that I should explain. I've started screen recording my computer screen as I'm doing the podcast, because then you guys can like look at the articles and pictures and videos, whatever I might be looking at with me. I thought that'd be more interesting, and it's easier for me to just combine podcast video and audio with a screen grab video than it is for me to like insert all these separate little like pictures and videos and things into the podcast video. If that made any sense, I do not know. But I was wanting to look up chia seed protein to see if this was like... Okay, so I love how it doesn't tell you how much. I don't know what 1 ounce is. Oh, 1 ounce is about 2 tablespoons, and in 1 ounce is 4 grams of protein. Okay, so even if you drank this much chia seeds in your water every day, that's only 4 grams of protein extra. But I mean, it's not hard to do, especially if you get used to it, like I said. I wonder if it's bad, though, to eat, like, more than 2 tablespoons. Because I was going to say, if you put, like, chia seeds, like, a tablespoon of chia seeds into every, like, glass of water that you drank or water bottle refill that you have per day, that's, like, an significant increase in protein. But, again, it's not exactly the greatest thing to taste ever. Like Okay, enough about chia seeds. Let's get into the business. Let's get into the business. Let's start with people. I have a lot of things to talk about today, but I'm going to try and go through them quickly because I'm trying to get better at that. I know I always have too many things, but what can I say? Your girl's stupid. So first off, I want to talk about Leilani Munther. Is it Munther? There's 2 dots over the U, so I would assume. But she's a NASCAR driver who is like very, very active in the vegan and environmental movements. This like extremely fascinated me because I grew up with my dad watching NASCAR a lot and always being into just cars in general. He hasn't been into it as much lately. Like, I have not seen him watch, like, a race of any sort for years. But, yeah, he used to always watch it. And it's always such a, like, white male dominated sport. I shouldn't put air quotes over sport. That's definitely offensive. But, you know, it's definitely, like, such a masculine, white, American male thing. I've always, like, thought, like, it was cool to see, like, female NASCAR drivers and stuff, even though, like, I don't ever keep up with them or watch any of their races or anything like that. But, like, you know, it's just cool to see, like, women in fields that are primarily dominated by men. And so it's cool not only that she's a female NASCAR driver, but also that she's, like, super, super into promoting, like, veganism and, like, environmental things. It's just so interesting because that's not at all, like, the environment that I would expect to see, like, super promotion of these things, you know? Literally wearing, like, her getup says vegan strong on it, and her car says vegan strong. It's like all bright green, and then at multiple like races she's like giving out free like Beyond Burgers, and I think one race she gave out like chicken, like fried chicken or something, vegan fried chicken. It's like, what? That's so crazy. It's just not at all. It's the last like sport that I would expect to see like extreme promotion of like veganism and stuff. But also, I was just looking, I think I was just Googling her, and, okay, what is going on with this? And there's, like, I don't know what they're called. Their outfits, their jumpsuits that they race in. Like, she's got one that says vegan strong, that must be, like, her newest, latest one. But also, like, down here, I saw one where she was wearing one that said Blackfish on it, and I guess she was driving a car that said Blackfish on it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, like, she was literally racing in a car that had, like, Blackfish all over it, and it, like, looks like a, killer whale or whatever. That's crazy. It's just so interesting to me. That's the last place that I would think to see that kind of stuff. But yeah, she's like sponsored by a bunch of like vegan and environmental companies, and her website literally says, "Never underestimate a vegan hippie chick with a race car." And I was just like, I don't know, it's so cool. I guess she started out as a biology graduate. Long strange trip. Leilani's journey from biology graduate to race car driver to environmental activist. Read the PDF. So, yeah. And she's, like, sponsored by Tesla. There's a video following her road trip in a Tesla Model S to Chicagoland Speedway, where her race team became the first in the world to power their pit box off. Almost choked on a chia seed. Chia seed. 100% solar power. Yeah. Chia seed. That's another thing. If you're drinking chia seeds throughout the day, you're definitely going to find many of them in your teeth. I've already been finding them like all over my body just since like mixing this drink a little earlier, I mixed it and then put it in the fridge and left it in there for like maybe an hour. I didn't know how long it was going to take for the seeds to absorb. Definitely doesn't take an hour, but you know, just wanted to be safe. But I just kept finding like absorbed chia seeds like in my fingernails and like one on my leg, and I was just like, how does this, I don't know. But yeah, she seems really interesting. Oh, this is another thing. I'm just looking at our website right now. Everyone should definitely Google this girl, check out her Instagram. It's just very interesting. Also, I was looking at this, like, her website and all this stuff, pictures of her, and I was like, oh, she's so pretty, like, she's so cool. And then I saw her age 44, and I was extremely surprised. I would have guessed she was like 30. She looks so good. But on her website, it says, since 2007, Leilani has adopted an acre of rainforest each time she drives her race car to offset the carbon footprint of the fuel. Since 2013, off-track, Leilani drives an electric car powered by solar panels on the roof of her home. What? That's crazy. She's so cool. So yeah, and is that all I need to talk about? There's also another vegan, I mean, there might be more than this too, but there's also another vegan, not NASCAR, because NASCAR is just American, right? When you actually double check yourself before you make a mistake. Yeah, NASCAR is American, so this guy is British, I guess, and yeah, he's like winning and shit. I don't know like what anything means in terms of race car driving, but yeah, I think he's more like newly vegan, and he's not definitely not on the level of like promotion and pride as she is with the vegan thing. But it is in his Instagram bio. Plant emoji based diet, love animals, constantly searching for my purpose, for adventure, open-mindedness, and positivity. It's pretty cool. Apparently he is like, I've never heard of this guy because again, I don't follow up on like race car driving things, but he's like dated Rita Ora and like the lead singer of Pussycat Dolls and some other people. I was like, wow. Interesting. It's so like irrelevant to everything I've been talking about, but I saw like a bunch of like, you know, celebrity drama posts about it, and I was like, Anyways, so many of you guys may have heard of Ollie Sykes, singer of Bring Me the Horizon. He's been vegan for quite some time. He's pretty active in the vegan / environmental community, and it's pretty cool. But also he opened a place called Church. I don't know if it's like Church colon Temple of Fun, but that's somehow part of the name also. That's their Instagram handle at least. Very fascinating. He said he wanted to open the bar after visiting a similar concept in Brazil. Barcade, which I kept seeing the word barcade. I had never heard that before. It's like a bar, an arcade, which is really cool. I just never actually heard the word to describe it, but live music, vegan food, tattoos, retro gaming, and South American religious iconography. And I read that and I was like, one does not belong. But I mean, it looks cool. Like, I don't know if that's like problematic or anything. But yeah, I thought it would be, when I heard South American religious iconography, I was kind of like, is that going to be like culturally appropriated or something? Like, is it going to be kind of tacky or something? But it looks cool. Like, it just looks like, it looks more to me, but I'm also uncultured and kind of stupid. But on the ceiling of the barcade, which I guess it's not a bar. Is it not a barcade yet? It's just like a bar with like live music and stuff, because I don't see on the Instagram, at least I don't see any pictures of like any arcade looking things, but there's a lot of people in there and it looks like super cool, maybe slightly pretentious, I don't know, but the ceiling has like these really cool, like, me being like uncultured and like not smart, I would have said like Romanesque paintings of like angels and stuff. But it looks really cool. So, yeah. But there, what was I gonna? Oh yeah, so the reason why I wanted to talk about it specifically was they came out with this what are they calling it? Well, I've never heard of the burger Moving Mountains. I guess it's like a beet burger, and it's a competitor of like Impossible Burgers and Beyond Burgers, the burgers that bleed, which I don't necessarily understand why that's like the tagline for those kinds of burgers. Like, I'm very fascinated and like proud of those companies, I guess, just because like they've made a product that is very, very close to emulating actual hamburgers, which is cool for people who want to weed themselves off of meat. But I feel like the whole like bleeding thing is like the least like attractive part of it. Like, it tastes really good, it's got a lot of protein, it's easy to cook, it's not super expensive, at least in some places. But like, I don't know, like, I don't think anyone that's like trying to give up meat is like, oh, I just can't give up meat, like vegan burgers don't bleed. Like, I don't think anyone's really missing that, but maybe they are, you know, I don't know. I guess it's just part of the like aesthetic, what you expect to see when you're about to eat something, and then if you don't see it, you're kind of like disappointed, I guess. Not sure. But anyways, there's these burgers called Moving Mountains, and they're B12 burgers. Let me find the article. Plant-based meat-like vitamin B12 packed Moving Mountains burger. Moving Mountains burger is made from potatoes, wheat, soy, mushrooms, coconut oil, and beetroot juice, which allows the patty to bleed. So, yeah, but everyone should go on Ollie Sykes' Instagram, Oliver Sykes, OLOBERSYKES, sometime, just to see this burger, because it's so ridiculous looking. I don't know if you guys have seen, probably a lot of you guys have, but there was this like rainbow bagel that was like a huge thing a long time ago on like Twitter and Instagram. Not really Instagram, but like the Instagram discovery page, definitely. Where it's just really a bagel that's like rainbow looking, and it's pretty, honestly, to me it looks kind of gross. Like, it doesn't look super appetizing, because I don't know, it just looks so like unnatural and artificial. But I get they're using that for the bun of the burger, and then there's this patty that's like almost like a magenta color, and then there's like tomato, lettuce, some like fried thing, not sure. But it looks so bizarre. I would try it for sure. Like, I'm sure it's delicious, but it just looks really strange. It's an odd combination of colors to see in a burger. And also the photo shoot that they took of it looks like they took it on my bed, because literally like the fabric that's underneath it, which also, when you take a photo shoot of like a burger, who thinks to like set it on fabric? But literally, people who are watching the podcast, you can see my sheet and then see what they filmed, what they took the picture on, and it literally looks just like my sheet. I thought that was funny. I was like, whoa, did I take this picture? But also, what was cool about this is, come sample our rainbow bagel buns with 30p 30 pence. I don't know what a pence is, but 30 pence from each burger going to a local LGBTQ charity. More details coming on Friday. So, yeah, I thought that was really cool. Is today Friday? No, today's Thursday. So yeah, also I think part of the reason why it looks so weird is because the lettuce is on the bottom, which usually doesn't happen, right? It's usually not on the bottom, right? Am I going crazy? Hamburger. Yeah, it's always on the top. But isn't the Krabby Patty... Wow. What a relevant podcast today. The Krabby Patty... Oh no, it's still on the top. Never mind. Okay, yeah, so Church Temple of Fun. I thought that was... It's kind of weird. Wow, it looks so fancy. But you can't really see the Temple of Fun on the sign because it's really small. Church is really big. And I just think it's interesting to, like, be like, hey, guys, you want to go to church tonight or whatever? Oh my gosh, guys, you want to go out tonight? They're like, sure, where do you want to go? Let's go to church. And then people are like, excuse me? So yeah, I thought that was interesting. When you're really good at podcasting and like explaining yourself and you're just so smart sounding, love it. So yeah, moving on to the next thing. Have you guys heard of Ricky Gervais? I'm not a huge fan of him. I think he seems pretty like cocky, I guess I could say. But many of you may know him from his active animal advocacy on Twitter, probably other social media too. But what's frustrating to a lot of vegans is that he's vegetarian and not vegan, and he's been like very actively trying to get people to support like animal advocacy campaigns and stuff online for years and years. And people have been like urging him to go vegan for years and years, and yet he's still vegetarian. And I'm not like, this is complicated to me because like I always don't encourage like people bashing vegetarians for not being vegan, because like that doesn't really make sense. Like they're closer to being vegan at least than like many other people are. So it's kind of weird to like be against them. If anything, they're part of our team. But at the same time, it's just kind of disappointing. And I think it's partly because of, with him, it's partly, for me, with him, it's partly because I see him as kind of like cocky and like, I just think it's definitely hypocritical to be like, oh, I'm such an animal advocate, blah, 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 blah. Like, I care so much about animals. My whole life is animals, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows me as the animal advocacy comedian guy. And yet, like, he's still only vegetarian. Because I remember, like, seeing his Twitter and, like, seeing all of this, like, a long time ago. And he was promoting all this stuff, like, protecting, like, you know, house animals, dogs and cats, and, like, horses or whatever. And I remember Googling, like, if he was vegan, and he wasn't, and I was like, oh, that's a bummer. I wasn't, like, upset, but I was like, well, he'll probably be vegan, like, in the next year or so, or whatever. Like, I don't think it's right to discredit what someone's doing that is good, just because they're not doing it the way that you want them to. Like, if they're still doing something, then, like, at least they're doing something, you know? It doesn't go to waste just because they're not vegan, or just because they're not zero waste or something. But on his Twitter, it goes from like post about like saving animals, and then right after that it's like cheese pizza, and I'm like, okay. But he is vegetarian, so that's cool. But he posted this like very purposefully unflattering photo of himself and saying that he's fat again, blah, blah, blah. Give me your best insults to motivate me. So it's just this horrible thread of people, like, saying horrible things to him. Because he asked for it. Like, he literally asked for it. But yeah, so that struck a lot of people, obviously, again urging him to go vegan. And some star, was it this one? Yeah, I guess a Downton Abbey actor, Peter Egan. I don't know this person. He is 71 years old and he's vegan. I guess he refused to have meat on his plate or handle a gun during filming, which is very interesting. But yeah, I guess he was trying to suggest to Ricky Gervais to go vegan on the Twitter. What's this guy's name again? Peter Egan. Let's see if his face strikes my memory. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. I guess he was in the Bean movie too, Mr. Bean. Yeah, I don't know any of these things. Anyways, getting a little off topic. Moving on to places. Places, everybody, places. Starting out, let's try to get this energy up, gotta eat my chia seeds. They really are kind of gross. They make the water taste like it's like from the lake or something. Not quite that bad, but like just like it definitely makes it taste a little more like earthy, some might say. So has anyone heard of the travel giant Thomas Cook? Because I haven't. But apparently well, I guess if they're in Britain, then why would I know? But Thomas Cook, Britain's biggest tour operator, is axing all trips to theme parks and venues where orcas are held captive, including SeaWorld and Loro. Thomas Cook sells more than 10,000 day trips to SeaWorld, and so far in 2018, every year. And so far in 2018, it has already sold 40,000 tickets to Loro Park. But from next summer, the company will not offer tickets to these parks, nor will it include them in holiday packages. So, that's pretty cool. I don't know how much that's gonna actually, like, affect the, park goership to SeaWorld overall, because obviously there's many other ways to purchase tickets to SeaWorld. But it is cool to see like a big company taking a stand against it, especially when like they could potentially lose money over it. Also, I think I put this in here because I was just like wanted to point out like I can't believe that SeaWorld is still like a thing. Like when like Blackfish came out and like years ago, seemingly everyone hated SeaWorld, and it seemed like we were all on the same page, and like everyone was just bashing SeaWorld, not just vegans anymore, like everyone. It became like if you go to SeaWorld, people look down on you type of thing. Which was really exciting to see. But here we are, still years and years later, and SeaWorld is still existent, which is just crazy and disappointing. But yeah, moving on to the next thing. UK Chipotles are now gonna have sofritas. I didn't even know that they didn't. I can't believe that. That's kind of sad to me that from until now I thought that every Chipotle had sofritas. But I guess the UK did not, but now they do. So, congratulations. I personally hardly ever get sofritas just because I want free guac. Just so you guys know, I'm sure like 90% of you already knew, but if you don't get any meat, even tofu from Chipotle, then you can get free guac. So like my only protein is beans and rice, I guess. Complete protein, #complete protein. Also, speaking of chains and vegan options at chains, Domino's in New Zealand is now offering vegan cheese from the brand Angel Foods, a local provider. So that's pretty cool. I guess there was a vegan cheese trial in Australia for Domino's Pizza, and it was successful. Oh, speaking of vegan cheese at pizza place chains, so as you guys may have known, especially in like America, if a place like a pizza place has vegan cheese, it's usually Daiya, which if we're talking about the original Daiya cheese is not my favorite vegan cheese, definitely not. But the new vegan Daiya cheese, the new Daiya cheese is my favorite vegan cheese of all. So I've been kind of like excited to see if all these places that were carrying Daiya cheese, like Blast Pizza, Blaze Pizza, Pieology, which are all like fast-fired pizza places, like build your own pizza type places, that we have here in Fresno, California, and in many other places in California. They all have carried Daiya for a long time, but now that Daiya has their new formula, I'm really hoping they're all going to switch over to that, or maybe they already have. I haven't been to any of those places recently, so if anyone knows and has been there recently, please let me know in the comments, because I will definitely go there more often, because that cheese really, like, I mean, I haven't tried every vegan cheese on the market yet, but that one's definitely my favorite so far. I think it melts really well. It's not gummy anymore. The other one was super gummy. But yeah, anyways, next thing. Also, Disneyland will eliminate plastic straws and styrofoam cups from all locations. Walt Disney Company just announced a mammoth step toward removing plastic waste from the ocean. By June next year, it will have eliminated all plastic straws and stirrers from every one of its owned and operated locations across the globe. It estimates that the move will cut the production of 75 million straws and 13 million stirrers annually. Also, I'm just realizing now, can I get like copywritten or something, getting in trouble for reading directly from an article online? I feel like I can. But just so you guys know, in case you're not watching, or in case you haven't seen the description of any of my videos of these podcasts, I sometimes link stuff below, and a lot of these articles are from livekindly.co. I just want to like plug them a bit. I follow them on Instagram, which is where I hear of a lot of these like stories ahead of time. They post a lot and a lot of good stuff. Veg News is also really helpful. So a lot of this stuff is from them. If I'm reading off an article, it's probably from one of those. Also, sometimes it's not. So, you can always ask if you want to see like a specific article that I was reading something from, and I will reply to you, hopefully, and let you know. Also, I thought it was kind of cool to see KFC launches 2 vegan chicken meals across all Vietnam locations, and also Vegan Beyond Burger arrives at TGI Fridays, Taiwan. I thought that was cool to see, because you keep hearing about all these like cool vegan options that are popping up in different areas of the world in fast food chains, but it's always like Australia, the UK, Germany, Sweden, Canada, America, whatever, and I never hear of any like Asian countries getting like vegan options in their fast food places. Yet they still have like a lot of the same, like they have a lot of like American fast food chains in Asian countries. So why not? But, yeah, I guess they have a vegan chicken sandwich, a like rice bowl, which I was a little confused about, because the description says the rice bowl is a hearty mixture of fried and white rice combined with roast Korean seaweed, salad greens, and shredded vegan chicken salad. Which I think just means like there's chicken and lettuce in it. Not really sure. It doesn't sound that great. Sounds kind of interesting. But then there's also just like a salad, a green salad with cucumber and cherry tomatoes is also available. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So if anyone's traveling in Vietnam or lives in Vietnam, I don't think I have very many listeners in Vietnam though. But hey, if there is, just so you know, you got 2 vegan chicken meals in your KFC locations. That's so interesting. When are we gonna have vegan KFC? I just want to know, like, when? Oh, also, I thought it was really interesting. I'm never, like, surprised to hear that, like, Asian countries have, like, McDonald's or, like, Starbucks or any of that. Because, like, you know, those places are everywhere. I don't even see, like, Starbucks or McDonald's as being, like, an American thing anymore. Because it's so beyond that. But a TGI Fridays in Taiwan, I think that's so fascinating. Just recently found out that our TGI Fridays in Fresno has the Beyond Burger, which is really exciting. Definitely going to suggest that the next time my family wants to go out to dinner. But what was I going to say? So I was looking at Beyond Meat's website earlier because I googled something like Beyond Meat TGI Fridays Fresno to see if they had it in our TGI Fridays or if it was just like certain locations. And definitely everyone should check out Beyond Meat's website because they have a really helpful location thingy. I don't know what it's called. You can just type in your zip code or do the like location finder thing. You can probably do it on your phone too, and it will search all around you within, you know, however many miles you want for Beyond Burger in store. Well, all these things in store, the Beyond Burger, Beyond Sausages, the Beast Burger, chicken strips, and beef crumbles. And it will also check for any TGI Fridays, BurgerFi, Bear Burger, Veggie Grill, Amazon Fresh, Vallarta, Milk Guys. What? There's a place called Milk Guys? Safeway, Ralph's, Kroger, Fred Meyer, Target. It'll check all restaurants and retailers for all of those things. And then it'll show you at each like store or restaurant that comes up which product is being offered at those. So it's really helpful. That's where I found out that my TGI Fridays has a Beyond Burger. But yeah, everyone should go on Beyond Meat's website and check it out so you're in the know because there might be something you're missing out on. Also, there's this article titled "The Number of Vegan Restaurants in Las Vegas Up 400% Since 2016," which I was like, why? Basically, they just mean that in 2016 there was 5 vegan restaurants in Las Vegas and now there's 20. Right? 400%. Yeah. Why would they say up 400%? I mean, I guess it just makes things seem like exciting because you see the number 400, which is like, oh, a big number. Yeah. But like that could literally just mean like it went from 1 to 4. Or maybe it went from 50 to 2,000? Yeah, I don't know. So, but there's 20 vegan restaurants in Las Vegas now, so that's pretty exciting. If anyone's planning on taking a trip there, is it your 21st birthday? Well, I don't know. Yeah, there's 20 vegan restaurants, so that's pretty cool. And, Subway. Let's talk about Subway for a little bit, because I got a lot of Subway content for you today. Subway to launch vegan falafel sandwich across Australia and New Zealand. I don't know why they used this picture while it doesn't show the falafel burger at all, but somewhere else I was looking did show it. But yeah, there's going to be this falafel sandwich that's fully vegan across Australia and New Zealand. And I also found, so I don't know if you guys remember, it was a long, long time ago, 2012 to be exact. There was a campaign by Compassion Over Killing, organization that was working with Subway, certain locations of Subway, to promote these 3 different vegan protein sandwiches. They were all fully vegan, I think, like sauces and everything. And yeah, they had a sweet riblet sandwich, a Malibu Greek sandwich, and an Italian black bean sandwich. So the riblet and the Greek one were both like vegan meat, and then the black bean one was like a black bean patty, of course. But yeah, like, does that not sound like the greatest thing ever? Like Subway having like 3 different vegan friendly sandwiches that are like actually have like a protein in it. Cause right now, if you didn't know, you can go to Subway and get a really good like veggie sandwich. Especially if you get like avocado in it. It's not super expensive. It can be a lot of food. You can get like they have several sauces that are vegan friendly, breads that are vegan friendly. So that's pretty cool, but there's no like protein source. There's a veggie burger patty or whatever, but it's not vegan. It has eggs in it. But yeah, so apparently like it was very successful. Like usually they do these trial things and it's like, oh, if it's successful, maybe we'll bring it back. And then if it's not successful, they won't, because obviously like it's not worth it for them to put the effort in. But like this website literally says like in most locations, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 8, it was sold out. And it said in some other website that they were sold out in the first 2 weeks. And so it's like, why have they not brought it back yet? But then I was looking at this website, We Love Subway, WeLoveSubway.com, which is I guess, I don't know if it's operated by Compassion Over Killing, but it's all about like promoting vegan options at Subway. And you can leave a comment for Subway. I don't know if they like send them directly to Subway through email or what, but if you guys want to do that, feel free. I left one. I don't know if it makes a difference, but I did it. And they have a good picture of the falafel sandwich that's going to be in New Zealand on here. But also there's vegan steak sandwich in Finland, I guess. But also I was looking through this website, and I guess in 2015 they brought back the black beans and Malibu Garden subs to DC, Los Angeles, Connecticut, Southern Florida, participating locations. So I didn't even know this was happening. I've never seen that available in any Subways that I've been to. But definitely let me know if you've ever seen these and where you've seen them. Because that's pretty interesting to me. I totally did not know they ever brought this back. But like, why haven't they brought it to every location? When are they gonna? I mean, that's 6 years now from 2012. Where usually it only takes a company, if they're going to spread something, they do like their trial, and then like within the next like 2 years, it's at like all locations. So, I don't know. And I guess also the falafel sandwich had been already introduced before in the nation's capital in 2013. So, yeah, I don't know what Subway's up to. They're also, I always think of like McDonald's as being like the head honcho. But Subway, I guess, is actually the most popular fast food, the largest fast food chain worldwide, I guess. So, like, they have the money. They have the power. Come on, guys. Ugh. Anyways, so yeah, check it out, I guess, if you want. I wish there was some sort of location thing, like on the Beyond Meat website, where you could see, like, type in your location and it would show you the nearest Subway near you that carries these things. But alas, there isn't, or at least I don't know of one. And last on the places category, I wanted to talk about Costco. Very important. Costco, my ride or die. I need some more water. Honestly, really not a big fan of this. I feel like it's hard to swallow because of the chia seeds. I definitely think that I got too many chia seeds. Anyways, moving on. I typed in Costco on Google just to see, like, what would come up first, like, any, like, news things or whatever, if there's any updates. And I see elderly men at South Carolina Costco get into physical fight over free samples. Men ages 70 and 72 fight while in Costco line for free samples. Pretty fascinating. Also, I guess Costco takes on LaCroix. They're taking on LaCroix. So, anyways, that's not what I was going to talk about, though. Costco, many of you guys have probably already heard of it by now. But, they took away the Polish hot dog, which they're calling a fan favorite. But it must not have been that much of a favorite if they're able to take it off. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not just going to take off something for shits and giggles. Like, it must not have been making the money that it used to make for them to be able to just swipe it from the menu. You know? Like, companies don't just do that unless they're losing money and they're trying to help that or whatever. And so, like, veganism and vegetarianism and healthy eating is growing right now. So it only makes sense that they would, like, accommodate that. But alas, people are upset. There are people mad about it. Costco's Twitter was private for, like, a long time. And I think they may have even deleted it now. Not sure. Okay, just kidding. It's still protected, though, which is fascinating. I'm still pending. I tried to follow them like a month ago. They haven't accepted me, which is really upsetting. I just want to be friends. I just want to talk. Let me talk to you. I just want to talk to you. Hey, bitch, suck my dick, bitch. What's up, bitch? If you haven't seen that video, just like type in like let me talk to you, suck my dick, bitch video on YouTube. Very entertaining, quality content. Just a roller coaster of events and emotions. Very, very, very much a masterpiece of our generation. Anyways, so Costco came out with, which if you guys don't live in America or don't have Costco near you, I guess Costco is international, but yeah, if you don't have a Costco, if you've never been to Costco, it's a membership-based store, so you have to pay like an annual fee to be a member, to shop there, to enter there, and they have real good deals. They also have a lot of stuff. It's a like warehouse store or whatever, wholesale store, so you can buy a lot of things in bulk amounts, and they've always been such a pioneer for veganism. Just kidding. But they've always had like a lot of really good vegan snacks, vegan frozen foods, vegan breads, and plant-based milks. They always have really good deals on like produce, organic snacks. I have loved Costco for so long. Before I was vegan, after I was vegan, everything. They're amazing. But for the longest time, they never had anything vegan, not even a lot of vegetarian stuff in their food court area, which was always disappointing. I used to go there when I was little, and I'd be like running errands with my mom because, like, you know, she couldn't just like leave me at the home and like die. So I would go run errands with her, and every time we'd go to Costco, they have this like soft serve ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and it came with like berries on it, and we would get a churro, and we would share each of those and dip the churro in the ice cream. Have very fond memories of that, and to this day I've just been waiting, patiently waiting for Costco to come out with a non-dairy soft serve and a vegan churro, It's all I want. You're all I want. You're all I have. I'm definitely gonna just like link some random like vines that I'm referencing under the podcast so you guys can know what the heck I'm talking about. If you're listening to this on Spotify or something where you can't access these links, I'm sorry for being very confusing and strange today. Let's move on. So Costco came out with this salad with a salad. Costco came out with a salad, not a sandwich. And at first I was excited because, you know, a vegan salad or even just a salad with soy meat is exciting and interesting to me, of course. But then I heard that it was supposed to be, the meat is supposed to be al pastor soy meat, which I was like, oh, that's cool, which is like Mexican style, like meat. Like a lot of time they have like al pastor tacos, but then it said banh mi, vegetables, and sauce, which is like a Vietnamese thing, right? Vietnamese sandwich. Yeah. So I was confused because like it's just a very interesting thing to combine for a salad. Like, ooh, we're gonna make a salad, but we're gonna make it like Mexican themed and Vietnamese themed. Just mix it all together. I don't know if they're trying to like, you know, like appeal to different cultures, like diversity or something. I don't know. And so I was kind of like, I don't know, like, how that's gonna pan out. Like, it didn't sound that appetizing to me. It seemed like they were just trying to, like, pick some buzzwords and, like, try and make it sound like, ooh, it's something interesting, you know? I don't know, appeal to millennials, because we're weird, I guess. So I tried it with my mom, and honestly, like, it wasn't weird at all. Like, I thought it was really good. It didn't taste like it was random things put together or anything. It went together well. But I'm a little disappointed that they market it like that, because I think if they would have just said like, oh, like a vegan taco salad or a vegetarian taco salad, I think a lot of people would be like, oh, that sounds good. Like, I'm trying to eat less meat or like whatever. And I think that would like attract a lot of people who weren't vegan or who weren't into like vegan food or anything. They just thought it sounded good. But when they call it like al pastor already is like a term that like not everyone knows if you're not familiar with it, like Mexican food and whatnot. And then they also say like banh mi vegetables, and I feel like a lot of people would just see like, maybe they even know what both of those are, but they're just like, that's a weird combination. And so I think it's not very attractive to like regular people. Like if I wasn't vegan, I probably wouldn't have tried it, because I just would have been like, I don't know if I would like that, you know? Because it just seems like a random combination. I think it's good. Like, honestly, I thought it worked well, but I just think, I don't know, like, it would be more attractive to your average person if they just called it taco salad, you know? Or, I don't know. For the normies. But anyways, I would recommend it to you guys. It's a good amount of food for only $4.99. Oh, also the dressing, I'm a little confused. I guess like different Costco locations are doing different things, so you kind of just have to ask, I guess. But my Costco said it had a vegan sticker on the picture of the salad. I had heard before that the dressing was not vegan, but I guess they updated it to make it vegan now. So I don't know if that's as a result of vegans online complaining, which is really cool that they would actually take action that quickly, or if it's just like some locations have vegan dressing and some don't. But mine did. I don't know. It was really good. Very flavorful and creamy dressing. But somebody messaged me on Instagram saying that their Costco uses a Thousand Island dressing or something that wasn't vegan, so I'm hoping that it's like eventually they'll all be using the vegan dressing, but I do not know. And also they came out with a way down here. They also came out with an acai bowl that has like fruit and granola in it, and I'm still not sure if that's vegan or not. Some people have said that the granola is vegan, and some people have said that it has honey in it. So I don't know. I can't guarantee. If anyone has like truthful information, let me know. But at this point, I've been hearing a lot of mixed stuff, so I'm a little confused, honestly. I don't know. But this article that I'm looking at on Business Insider, this girl was taste testing it, and I guess she's vegan, and the person told her that the granola had honey, so she just got with extra berries. She said, unfortunately, the store that I went to said the granola had honey in it, so it was not vegan. I got extra berries instead. So I wonder if they charged her extra, because this is a lot of berries that they gave her. And also, it's like fresh blueberries and strawberries, which is really cool. It's not like, it's like a lot too. So I thought that was kind of cool. I'm seriously not liking this chia seed water. I think if I were to do this, I'd have to put way less chia seeds, because this is ridiculous. I feel like it's drying out my mouth. But yeah. So how far am I on time? So it looks like we're just gonna stop right there with the articles. That's already a lot of stuff. I still have more stuff to talk about in the things and ideas category, but I might just save them for next time. Or I will... I didn't know. Let's... Come on, Vominos. Everybody, let's go. Stop screen recording. And hey guys, let's talk about cheese snacks. So I bought three different cheese snacks on thrivemarket.com. Let's get them all in the frame right now. Is that a thumbnail? Sure. I bought 3 cheese snacks on thrivemarket.com that I'm very excited to try today. I thought I'd do a little comparison taste test. Now, after I was looking at them, I felt kind of dumb because they're not, I have 2 puff snacks and 1 chip snack. But it's okay. It's not really, I didn't really mean like it has to be for the comparison primarily, but just like I wanted to try them and talk about them, because sometimes your girl craves cheesy snacks, and I was looking on Thrive Market for snacks, and I was like, this seems right. So yeah, I'll be trying some. This brand fascinated me. It's called Plant Snacks, which is like, wow, very creative. They look kind of like crackery things, like Cheez-Its or something. These ones are just vegan cheddar, cassava root chips, but the other ones were like beet and goat cheese, but it was like vegan goat cheese. So I was like, that was very fascinating to me. I've never seen like vegan goat cheese before. I'm gonna open this. It's gonna be very loud. Oh my gosh. Okay. So they smell cheesy. They smell like, I don't know what they smell like. Like vegan cheese. They smell like the Daiya mac and cheese. Boxed mac and cheese. They're very bright orange. Love this texture. They're like light and airy, yet like fried and salty. Those are actually really good. I really like those. I like those better than the Earth Balanced Cheez-It thingies that I've tried before. Those were okay, but not necessarily something that I would buy again. As you can see, I didn't buy them for this, whereas I would have, probably. Even though I've already tried them. I've already tried these hip peas things, but I bought them again for this just to compare them to the vegan Robs, which I have never tried. So interesting. I really like these plant snacks. Literally just called plant snacks, vegan cheddar, cassava root chips. Yeah. I really want to try the beet and goat cheese ones now. By the way, I know I am sponsored by them in other videos on YouTube. But I'm not like sponsored by them like in general. Like they don't sponsor me to talk about them anywhere other than the videos that they literally sponsor. Ow, I just hurt my elbow really bad. But I truly do love Thrive Market and want to promote them and think that all of you should give them a chance if you can, if you're in America. But they have such good snacks on there and for like really good deals. So if you ever want to check it out. Okay, I'm gonna go on to vegan Robs next. I've seen this many times before in store and just like people eating them online. They have like a spicy one. I don't know how spicy it actually is, but it's like dragon puffs or something, which I wanted to try, but not this time. But people were saying it's kind of like a so loud. Ooh, what the? People were saying it's kind of like a hot Cheeto. So I'd like to try those. We'll see if that's right. These look very fat and very white. They look less like cheesy. Also fascinating that these hip peas are called vegan white cheddar, yet these are just called cheddar, and the white cheddar hip peas are like less white than these. These are thick AF and they look like fingers of a dead person. A very pale and dead person. I think they're good and I like them, but they're not very cheesy. They're definitely more bland than the two others. And I feel like they're drier. I mean, these are all dry snacks inherently, but the vegan Robs seem just drier than the other ones. They're not bad though. Like I would eat them again, but I definitely think I prefer the hip peas. Now let me actually try the hip peas so I can clarify my judgment. Yeah, these are much more firm. They're also chickpeas, so they have a little more protein. They are more yellow, even though they are actually called white cheddar. See, I like these better. They have more flavor to me. But now that I'm trying it, they're actually not super cheesy. Also, but that's fine. Like, I just like their flavor is really good. I guess just because they're made out of chickpeas, they like naturally have that like bean-y flavor, which I like. But also, a lot of people won't like that flavor, so you know, you win some and you lose some, I guess. So let's talk about. Thanks, baby. Let's talk about you and me. I'm gonna go on Instagram, I think, and just find a question that somebody asked me. Actually, I'm gonna go on Tumblr. Cause, I don't know. I have a lot of questions on Tumblr, and sometimes I get pretty good questions on Tumblr, but I feel like people don't really go on my Tumblr, so I'm like, oh, I don't want to, spend all this time answering questions on Tumblr and no one looks at my Tumblr, so then it doesn't really help anyone. But someone asked, do you consider Oreos vegan? Yes, I do consider them vegan. I think it's not something that you should buy often because they're not good for you. And they're also use a lot of plastic packaging and they use palm oil. But I would consider them vegan. And I think it's not a huge deal to eat junk food like that occasionally. But if you have access to them, there are other like Oreo-like cookies that taste just like Oreos, just as good as Oreos, that are also vegan but are better for the environment, or at least just like better companies or smaller companies. But yeah, I consider Oreos vegan. I'm constantly amazed by how Oreos come out with so many flavors and so many crazy flavors, and they are all vegan or plant-based. I do not understand that. And that's also what kind of concerns me about them, because I don't know, like the flavors get so like crazy and change so much, yet like the ingredients stay so similar because it's all just like artificial flavoring. So yeah. Also someone asked me about the Loving Hut and how they're a mysterious cult. This is super random, but I've seen in your videos that you've been to the Loving Hut, and I just found out that the Loving Hut is run by a mysterious cult. Food is really good, but what the heck? Vice has an article on it. So I didn't check out the Vice article yet, but I definitely will sometime soon. But yeah, I'm aware that there's a weird thing going on with them. I don't go to Loving Hut that often because it's not very close to my actual house. It's in Fresno, but it's still like 20 something minutes away. Which I just don't go to that side of town too often. Only every once in a while. But yeah, they're my only like vegan restaurant besides like a raw vegan place that's in Fresno, which is also far away from me, in a place that I don't go to very often. And so yeah, I go there, I support them. They have really good food. The guy that works there and I assume owns it is always super nice and like always seems like he's working really hard, and so I just want to like support him, I guess. But yeah, it's a little off-putting that they're like cult-ish, and I definitely, Casey and I, my vegan friend who loves Loving Hut with me, actually a lot of my friends love Loving Hut, I think all of them appreciate it a lot, but yeah, me and Casey definitely joke a lot about how they're very much cult-ish and make us uncomfortable. And yeah, it's just a very fascinating franchise in general because there's so many of them all over the world, but they're all so vastly different. Like, some of them aren't even named Loving Hut. There's a lot of Loving Huts, but then there's a lot of other ones that are like the same franchise, but called different things. They serve different things. They're set up differently. Their prices are different. Their like branding and aesthetic is different. But yet they still have the tie to that cult, which is the Supreme Master, who like, the founder of all of it. I haven't looked too deeply into it. I will definitely check out that Vice article. Maybe I'll talk about it the next podcast. But yeah, it is unsettling. But so far, I haven't seen anything harmful that she's done or that she promotes. I mean, arguably, it's harmful that she is called Supreme Master and that it's like a cult, because, that can obviously be problematic just like psychologically, and whatnot. But I don't know that much about her or about the cult or what she promotes or whatever. As far as I know, it's just a lot of like animal rights type stuff and like peace. Seems very like hippie-ish, but just like maybe taken a little too far. But yeah, I mean, it definitely, if we had a different vegan restaurant here that wasn't culty, I'd love to go to that place more often, but it's our only like vegan restaurant. So yeah. What can you do? But yeah. I've been to 3 different versions. There's a Loving Hut here, which has a smaller menu, and it's mostly Asian food of different cultures, but then there's some like Western foods like spaghetti or like a sandwich or whatever. I don't remember exactly, but then I went to San Jose, and Casey, near her campus, had 2 different franchise versions. One was called Tofu House? No, Tofu something. And it's like Chipotle style type thing where you walk up to the counter and you tell them what you want and you can see everything in the little like things bowls or whatever. And they just like played it all together, or like Panda, I guess, more like a Panda ordering system, and it was really small, a lot smaller than our Loving Hut. And then there's also one called Vegetarian House by her campus that was more of like a sit-down eating place where you sit down, get your menu, you order to a waitress or waiter. They have a larger menu. It's a little more like nicer, formal or whatever. Not like formal, but like nicer than our Loving Hut for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really fascinated by them. If anyone knows any insider information, let me know. We can definitely talk about that in the belows. But yeah. And I think I'm just gonna cut it there. Okay, so I'm just not gonna have like a shout out today. I'll do it another time. It's fine. Maybe I'll do 2 the next time. I'll shout out 2 people. Now that's kind of takes away from each one though, doesn't it? Whatever, you know, who cares? I don't care. It's just the format is a suggestion, you know. I don't have to follow the format exactly every time. So yeah, okay, so I guess I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this one. I hope I talked about enough things. I feel like I talked about a good amount, maybe. I don't know. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening / watching. Hope you're having a great week, and a goodbye.